No, I know.
I really don't. Oh, nice.
The retiree.
It is kind of nice.
Are you ready? 6:30.
I couldn't tell you what day it is right now either. Tuesday. It's all blurry right now.
Okay, great. Good evening. I would like to call to order the Roscoe Village Board meeting. Is Tuesday, May 7th. Shall we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Sorry, I was on.
Babcock
Oh, go ahead.
is remote, and I don't believe will be actually participating tonight as an official member, but he is present on Zoom. Malaco. Here. Heidi.
Here.
Buck.
Here.
Simon.
Here.
Wright.
Here.
And Gustafson.
Present. Next item, approval of the minutes. May I have a motion to approve the minutes? So, second. Any additions, corrections? Hearing none?
The motion, sorry, a motion was by trustee Heidi. And then second was by. Oh. All right, I will. Yeah, that's fine. Motion by trustee Simon, second by Heidi. You gonna roll call?
Yes, the vote, please.
Malaco.
Yes.
Heidi.
Yes.
Black.
Yes.
Simon.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Public comment. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to address the board either in person or remotely? No? You change your mind, there will be another opportunity at the end of the meeting. Under my report, you have within your packet a great deal of information regarding the proposed elimination of the 1% grocery sales tax. This is a proposal by the governor, and if it passes, it will go into effect June 1st of this year. And this had been done before. When it had been done, the state would go back and backfill. In other words, give the municipalities the dollars that they lost when this grocery tax was suspended. Well, now that is not going to happen. And as a result, municipalities stand to lose a substantial amount of money. As an individual, we're all in favor of paying fewer in taxes. But when you go to the grocery store, you'll notice that things are subject to high tax and low tax. So individually, the amount we pay is minute. You might have a grocery bill of $80, and out of that, 53 cents probably reflects the food that you take home that you prepare. So individually, as you read through the documents, University of Illinois computed that it would take a family 8 years to recover $300 in savings if this grocery tax is indeed suspended. So it looks good on the surface, but how does it impact us? Municipalities will lose revenue. And the village of Roscoe went through and figured out what our rough total would be, and that's $100,000. That's the loss of a police officer. That's the loss of an employee. And you have to make that up. The other problem is if it goes into effect June 1, we already have our budget. Our budget is already based on a revenue projection that included this. So what Region 1 did is it asked all municipalities to figure how much they would lose. And you will see in your documents a letter asking reconsideration of the elimination of backfilling for municipalities. So we'll be hopeful that the state legislature here restores a dollar amount. And if you look at the table, you'll see other municipalities lose significantly more. City of Rockford, $7 to $8 million. City of Freeport, almost $300,000. That wipes out all of their administration. So the pain is felt all across the state. So this was just an informational piece, and we hope that you support the letter we signed on along with our one suggesting that again, there be consideration for helping municipalities recover those dollar amounts.
Did you say 100,000?
$100,000, Village of Roscoe.
I so low.
Again, we don't have a task vote.
You look at some of the other municipalities,
Right.
populations, they're losing a lot more than that.
But again, it's the point of sale and the amount. A candy bar would not be subject to that 1%, but a head of lettuce would. So if you take a look at what is sold at Schnucks, for example, that would enter into it.
Thank you, Carol, for the explanation.
Under the treasurer's report. Cash report, you have that in your documents. If we take a look at that, we see that tonight we have expenditures totaling, and the invoices totaling $92,639.81. Payroll expenses and IMRF. So total general fund expenditures tonight amount to $222,767.72. After paying those, the balance that you see there in the pool checking account is $8,131,033.39. Motor fuel fund down at the bottom, you see it has at this point $1,441,745.09. Taking a look at the bills, is there a motion to pay the bills?
So moved. Second.
It's a motion by trustee Clark, second by Wright. Any questions or clarifications needed? Hearing none. Calling for the vote, please.
Are you gonna do it, Joe, or do you want me to do it?
Sorry, I'm trying to pull up the voting page, apologize. Sorry, motion was,
Trustee Clark.
Motion is the, Black, second by,
Right.
right, thank you. Heidi,
Yes.
Black,
Yes.
Simon,
Yes.
right,
Yes.
Malachi.
Yes.
Moving on to the consent agenda, I'll read each of these, but as stated there, we have looked at these many times. However, if you have some question, feel free to bring it up. Item number 5, may I have a motion to approve resolution 2024 R24, approving a 3-year extension to the park usage agreement with State Line Baseball for the continued use of Leland Park and Porter Park through December 31st, 2027.
Vote on them all at once.
Can I do it in second agenda or something?
I would like to just simply read them all. I don't know if there's a question.
I only have one question for 8. So
Okay,
just if I were at the last.
so why don't we take them individually? That way you can get your question in, and then if someone
Okay.
else has a question. So is there a motion for 2024 R24?
So moved.
Motion by
Second.
Motion
Malaco, and a second by Block. Questions, comments?
So this is a current contract, it runs 3 years, and so where are we at it now? It's extended now, so.
This will expire at the end of this year. If you did nothing, it expired at the end of this year. So this is 3 years from essentially now. So 2024, so 25, 26, and 27.
So we roll it, and this
Yeah.
is the boys baseball program at
Correct.
Leland Park
And
at Porter.
correct.
I would still like to see financials for both groups.
Therefore, your recommendation or your amendment or
Lay those
your
over,
proposal.
lay those over until we find out a little bit more information about their financial situations.
Would you make that in the form of a motion?
Okay. Motion to lay this over until we receive information from each organization on their financials.
You want the 2023 financial report or audit
That'd be
that they
fine.
have. As 501(c)(3)s, they should have audits.
That'd be great.
So formally, your motion is to lay this over
Yes.
upon receipt of the 2023 audit.
And if I
from
want to do it by
the,
both, I'll do it by both, or I'll do it by the first.
Well, we have a motion for laying over 2024 R24. Is there a second?
I second it.
We vote on the motion to lay over.
All right, Block,
Yes.
Simon,
Yes.
Bright,
Yes.
Malaco,
Yes.
Honey.
Yes,
This Babcock's building's here,
He can participate just because for our open meetings act, he can't actually vote on these tonight. Just because he's remotely, if he was here, we can get into it, but you can participate remotely if you're away for work or for illness. If you're participating remotely for one of those two things. It used to be much broader until the COVID pandemic rules went away. So those are the two reasons that you can do it. I believe he is not participating for one of those two things. So he absolutely can participate and discuss, just not vote.
Okay, so we have a motion.
Doesn't make sense, Joe, to me, because every time
Well,
before I was a
we'll
trustee.
We'll debate that later, okay? But that is the ordinance. I don't mean to cut you, I don't mean to cut you off, but we can debate that later. And if we wish to change it, I think we can change it. Maybe. So we have a motion and a second here to lay this over until receipt of the audit.
So that you asked for, that was for,
2024 R24.
yep, and that passed. So we actually had that vote and that passed all ayes. So we are now on to number 6.
Okay, may I have a motion to approve 2024 R25, entering into a 3-year agreement with State Line Fast Pitch Softball for the use of Swanson Park until December 31st, 2027.
I'd like to say, extend a motion to pass, lay this over until they present financial information.
Okay, so there is a motion to lay over Resolution 25 upon receipt of a financial audit from State Line Fast Pitch for the year 2023. Is there a second?
second,
And then we'll go be Simon,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Malaco,
Yes.
Honey. Yes.
Yes.
And I'm just confirming with trustee Babcock, are you, I guess let me ask you, are you away for business or for illness? I didn't say this.
Oh. Trustee Babcock,
Yes,
are you there? Okay,
Yes.
Under the ordinance or under statute, voting participation is permissible if your remote attendance is based on, medical necessity or business.
business.
Yeah. Business.
I'm away on business.
Okay,
I-
so, all right, so therefore, we were incorrect and you may participate in the vote. So how do you vote on this R25 issue? To lay over upon receipt of the audit.
I I support, yes, laid over.
Thank you. Go back, or, no, okay, all right, going forward then, item number 7. May I have a motion to approve the special event permit for the Chicory Ridge Annual Garage Sale to be held on May 17, 18, and 19?
So moved.
Second,
Calling for the
A
vote?
motion by Clark, second by Malco.
Yes.
Now, what are we, may I discussion?
Oh, certainly.
Wait, what are we asking of them?
Same thing as usual, the permit is there, the hours of operation, parking regulations will be enforced on one side of the street. Pickup, I think pickup of large items, the request was that those would happen later in the day. And I guess that's about it. There would be no food trucks in Chicory Ridge Park. No portalets on our streets. And hope they have a good day and sell lots of stuff.
There was discussion about, it doesn't apply to this, but for next year to plan for next year. How we can work with them financially, for the burden of, lease and stuff after this one, so. I know that, I just wanna go on the record saying that we had that discussion.
Yes. And reflection and review of those fees will be forthcoming in a month or so.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
We have a motion and a second.
Babcock,
Yes,
Malco,
Yes.
Patty,
Yes,
Clark,
Yes.
Simon,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Item number 8. May I have a motion to approve the special event permit with fireworks for the summer party that All World Machinery is going to have on their property on June 22nd?
so
Second.
Okay,
Motion by,
by Petty, second by Malaco. Justin? you're-
the only question I had was around the fireworks, because we had originally said, with them being so close to the highway, we wouldn't allow that, so we're.
so we always have turned it over to the fire department to make the determination about the fireworks permits. They met with the fire department, their provider, who's, we actually met with them briefly. Very professional company they're using, met with the fire department, and the fire chief has signed off on doing that. So we've said out of the fireworks issue, on the fire department to do it.
Okay.
But how their plan is set up for it, the fire department is comfortable with it. They'll have a truck, the fire department actually will have a truck on site during it, just in case, right, for safety. But yeah, the fire department is aware and they have approved the location, the permits, where it's being shot off at, how it's being closed.
Yeah, that's all I wanted.
So we want to make sure, yeah, the fire
I
department.
know the fire department didn't like it.
In the past.
Last year they did.
What changed, so. with
The big part, the big part was the drying, the weather.
Very dry last year, and then the assurance that all of the necessary material, Camping World is pushed back, all the neighbors are on
Yep.
board, there's a safety perimeter, and that they will have
Yep.
people on site. So we left that with the fire department's decision. Yes. And I also wanted you to know that All World has extended an invitation to all trustees. It's an open house type of thing on the 22nd. Right, so we have a first and a second, a motion and a second to approve.
Malachi,
Yes.
Patty,
yes,
Clark,
Yes,
Simon,
Yes.
right,
Yes.
and Babcock.
yes,
Item number 9, once again, as a matter of expediency, the timing is set by a court and we need to be in a position to respond. I would like someone to make a motion to suspend the rules and make resolution 2024 R26 a final vote.
so moved. Second.
Mo-
Okay, and then
Motion by Malachi, sorry, Malachi, second by, right?
now may I have a motion to approve resolution 2024 R26?
So good.
A vote on the motion to suspend the rules.
Patty,
Yes,
Block,
Yes.
Simon,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Babcock,
yes,
Malachi.
Yes.
Next, may I have a motion to approve resolution 2024 R 26?
So moved.
Second.
Now, in your docs, this explains, if you scroll through everything, you'll get to page 94, which outlines all types of fees for all types of services. If you remember, this is Village of Roscoe combining with other entities to answer a very broad asbestos litigation that we believe, not directly involved in, but we have to make a response to that. So this firm, Roscoe, is it?
Yeah.
Discard and Smith are the representatives of a consortium here of municipalities. And this is kind of being fast tracked through the legal system, so hence the need to contract with them so that we can get on board saying we're not involved. Any questions? Do we have a motion in a second?
Yes.
Let's see. Block,
Yes.
Simon,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Babcock,
yes,
Malachi,
Yes.
Patty.
yes,
Right, again, may I have a motion to suspend the rules and make resolution 2024 R 26 a final vote?
So moved.
Second.
So first by, a motion by Wright and second by Block. A vote on suspending the rules?
Simon,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Babcock,
yes,
Malachi,
Yes.
Patty,
yes,
Block.
Yes.
May I have a motion to approve resolution 2024 R 26?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Block, second by Wright. And Joe, will you explain to everyone what these network security appliances are and why we need them?
These are the firewalls that we have in this building. They're just network firewalls that stop, bad guys from coming in, fires are traffic in and out, stops bad people from coming in, breaking into our network. We have one here, we have one down Public Works, and we have one at the police department. And one of the big things is we got the Public Works actually is hooked directly into this network here through it as well. So that's also how they get their internet, how they get their phones, all of that as well. These current ones we have expired, end of life. We have a multiple year subscription with those that is up in June. So we need to get these on here. This is a different brand, but very comparable brand. They're several same type of things. And so this will be a subscription to that, as well as the actual physical appliances, devices that go in our server rooms. And we'll note that the quoted price was originally $11,000, but we have, because we're government purchase, we had knocked down to $8,380. So yes, it's expensive, but
What's the
it
limit
does,
on that?
5 years or so, 5 to 8 years.
But not so expensive over 5
Yeah,
years.
over 5 years.
That's what I was wondering.
Correct.
Right, we have a motion and a second. Did anyone else have any questions? I'd call it for the vote, please.
Simon,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Babcock,
yes,
Malachi,
Yes.
Patty,
yes.
Block.
Yes.
Item number 11, we have some exciting news from our chief of police.
Good evening. Thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. Just have a lot of stuff going on for PD. Just wanted to update on some of the things that are progressing. First one is we had applied for a camera grant for our body cameras for the last year that we started those. And we received that grant, so we're going to be receiving a little over $18,000 from that. We just completed the grant fund for the new SWAT camera systems. If we get that, that could be anywhere about double that. if we end up getting that as well. So as of right now, these grants for body cameras, squad cameras, they've been getting filled pretty good. So I mean, have a really good shot at the squad cameras as well. When it comes to the cameras too, for the first time, they're actually storage. That's part of the grant as well. Usually you only get something for the hardware, the actual system, the actual piece of equipment itself. But because of the Safety Act stuff and the mandates on all the camera stuff, they have opened up for storage as well as right now. So do the squad cameras, it's gonna include storage as well. Officer Cesar Gomez graduated from the Police Academy from PTI Champaign on Thursday, April 25th. He has started the FTO program. Actually out on the street right now for the next 3 months training. We have 2 new officers that were sworn in on May 2nd, started the academy yesterday. Actually, this academy is Sauk Valley Community College in Dixon. We decided to send them there a little bit closer, easier commute. This is the 5th class that this college is actually hosting now. I've heard good things about it, so they're all pretty comparable when it comes to the education, state-of-the-art standards that they have to teach. We were looking at having like more of a formal ceremony upon their return then. This was kind of like a quick, let's get them going so we can get 2 in there. And the first one is Officer Tristan Pecan. He's 21 years old. His last employer was Automatic Fire Systems, and he designed sprinkler systems. The other, it's Officer Anthony Torado, who's also 21 years old. Last employer was Winnebago County Dispatcher. So for a few months prior to coming up with us. So we have a new class through Northwestern University that we have found. It's a 2-week class and it's for new sergeants. We have 2 sergeants right now that haven't been through really much classes as far as supervisory classes. This is a 2-week and supervision of police personnel really directs directly at being a sergeant. Some of this, go back there. This will actually be online. And so when they have some time while working, they can actually get online and it's an online course. They do have it in person. In the future, we'll look at more in person possibly, depending on how this works, or give it a try though. Some of the headlines of it would be accountability, communication, critical incidents, decision-making, the personal profile system, discipline and managing problem employees, ethics and professionalism, key elements of dynamic leadership, motivational principles, officer wellness, performance management, planning, procedural justice, and managing diversity. So it really looks at that first lens. Last thing is we are going to be doing a pre-mock assessment for ILEAD accreditation. Starting tomorrow, we have someone that assesses these accreditations that works for Rockford Police Department. That's pretty much all his job is doing their accreditation stuff. So he's going to come in and just do a quick pre-mock in order to get us on track, make sure that we're where we need to be, because we're going from tier 1 to tier 2. Under the old, when we were under tier 1, there's 69 standards that we had to hit. Going to tier 2 now, we have to hit 181 standards.
Wow.
So there's a lot more that we put into this that we want to make sure that we have it right. And then over the next, starting next month, we'll start the actual mock assessment, which consists of just an online, it's other departments that actually are accredited. We'll open up our system to them so they can look at it, critique it, tear it apart as much as they can. So that way, if there's any issues with it, we can get it all corrected before we actually have the assessment. That come late summer, early fall, we'll actually do the assessment itself, in which case last about a week, they'll probably send at least 2 to 3 people in order to do the assessment. They'll be talking to the public, officers, trustees, whoever else that they want to discuss things with, and over everything that we've entered for policies and everything to hit those standards. Evidence, I mean, anything and everything, they go through fine tooth comb and just complete audit of the department itself. And make sure that we're up to the standards. That side too, so, do I have any questions or anything?
Would you briefly add a few details about Police Memorial Week, when and what we're doing, and
Yeah, so I sent out that email, church service, there'll be a church service on Wednesday. I don't have all the details in front of me right now, but then there's the memorial breakfast on Friday. So. Yeah, it's a good thing to attend. So they list the names of fallen officers. So good remembrance. There will be a church, or I'm sorry, there will be the squads at the Cherry Hill Mall. We're going to participate in that, however. Squads shortage, we will not be sending the squad this year, so. Thank you for
pat
your
yourself
time.
on the back, though?
Thank you.
One of the top safest communities in Illinois.
Number 19, I say, so I don't know if they saw them, so I put it out there, but also on email. So pretty big thing, so it's really good to have. It'll draw into the community, I think.
Thank you. Thank you. And Brandon?
So in your packets, I have put together a little synopsis of the current condition of Sprague Road. Sprague Road is a low volume rural road out north of Roscoe Road, so just across the road from the that's the Hawks Point, new Hawks Point subdivision that's being built. So I did an inspection. This is based off the last meeting. If you guys recall, there's some residents that use this road and were concerned about the condition of the roadway. So I went out there and took a look, and as you can see in the pictures, substantially the road is in pretty good condition. Mainly the eastern edge of the roadway is deteriorating. I would say the final 1 foot of that edge is falling apart. But overall, say 95% of the roadway width and length is free of cracks, free of any sort of deterioration. So that being said, I put together a cost estimate for two different cost estimates. One for a edge repair, 4-foot edge repair on each side of the road, because each side is starting to get bad, and if and when we do this project, it's probably going to deteriorate even more. But a 4-foot patch on each side of the road, and then a double chip seal. So we looked into asphalt pricing, and just with how little traffic is on that road, we did not feel that it warranted an asphalt overlay. So that first option was $151,000 roughly. The second option was actually doing a 4-foot repair on each side of the road, but then paving back and widening that road. So currently the road is 18 feet wide, which is still allowable per IDOT standards for, again, the low traffic, low speed roadways. But this would or could widen the road to what they would say is a recommended lane width of 10 feet wide on each lane. And that project again, a double chip seal after the widening takes place. And that's about $175,000, $4,000. So not too much more expensive. Your cost there is mainly just the additional 2 feet of asphalt up the entire roadway. Ultimately, and I'm sorry, I probably should speak to the jurisdiction map that you also have. So Sprague Road, starting at Roscoe Road, if you head north to the water tower, I think everybody's familiar with that. There's a driveway to just north of that that leads back in north side of Chicory Ridge subdivision. So there are actually 2 or 3 homes. 2 homes back behind the Chicory Ridge subdivision that are within the village limits that use Sprague Road to access their homes. Past that driveway connection across the railroad, it turns into Village of Rockton jurisdictional limits. And all of the residences that you can see, I apologize, I wanted to get the correct scale on the map, but I'd say there's about half a dozen to a dozen homes on the north side of Little Road. Through my hour of being out there, taking pictures, collecting measurements, I ran into about a half a dozen cars that were driving by me. So again, that's not a lot of vehicles. So we talked, Troy and I talked, Joe and I talked. Our recommendation from the Public Works Department would be that this project gets delayed or postponed. Simply being, we have a lot of other roadways in the village, residential roads that have residences lining those streets, where those roads are deteriorating, and we feel with the current budget, it would be better suited to put our money in those roads.
Would Rockton be involved in this?
So if we did do a project, absolutely, we would reach out to the Village of Rockton and see if they would want to participate. The road condition remains pretty similar all the way up, so I think it could be discussed with them if we did want to advance a project. Obviously provides potential cost savings. We get a little bit better pricing for all of the items, but absolutely, we would ask them if we were to ever advance a project.
We'd also have to find out if it's on their priority list. In talking to the mayor, his number one
Exactly.
priority
That's what I'm
is the water system that they have there. They have to replace lead pipes, and they're looking at over $1 million in that cost. So my best guess would be this would be low on priority as opposed to healthy water for the residents. Thank you for the
I have
research.
a question. So Troy, when we plow there, do we plow Little Road in Roscoe, or does Rockton plow that? And how does that work?
It's kind of like a whoever gets there first. We help each other out. I've met them, when I plowed out there before, I've met I think it's the township or that plows. But usually we go, because otherwise it'd be kind of hard for us to stop right there.
Right.
Turn around.
So we usually go all the way to Old River Road, turn around. And they've done the same for us too. They helped us out.
And then the boundary between it is just in the middle of the road, right? It looks like there's no residents around it, so it's halfway up there. and
Pretty
just-
much at the water tower, yeah.
Just
There's a little
stops,
driveway.
Just,
Arbitrarily, that or thing, I don't know. What caused it? So, and then the majority of the homes are on the Rockton side, correct? I mean, you said there's 3 here and there's 8 on.
Yep, that's correct. And that's actually what spurred the split between those was a zoning. I think it was an annexation agreement actually that brought up this issue of whose jurisdiction was it, and it was decided that because the Rockton zoning was adjacent to that section of roadway, that would the Village of Rockton would take that over, and obviously with Chicory Ridge and to the east, that is the Village of Roscoe zoning. So we took over that jurisdiction along with the box culvert. That's important to note. Box culvert's in good condition, but yes, we do own and maintain that box culvert as well.
Thank you. Any other questions? We appreciate it. Public comment. Is there any public comment? Yes, please stand, state your name, and before you go on, if you want a written response or additional information, please leave us the best way to contact you, whether it be email, phone, address. Okay.
That's great.
My name is Andrew Appleton. I've been here for the last, 2 months? Talking about the driveway proposal and, was wondering what the status was on changing the ordinance that was discussed last month.
Just some directional information. In a couple of weeks, the board is going to take a look at that topic. It just did not get on the agenda this evening. So hopefully in 2 weeks, we will be discussing the general topic. Not yours specifically, but a look at the ordinance and how it plays out and where we want to go with it. Okay.
Also like to, propose, the railway crossing on Roscoe Road. You know, I know the railway has right of way, but it needs to be repaired.
This cost me $800.
Your county representative.
Yes, I'll give you your Even your name.
Fortunately, we don't own Roscoe Road. It is a county road. We would have to go through the county for that, and I don't know what their priority list is for roadway crossings.
What was it fixed about? I think the county fixed it maybe 10 years ago or more. They hit it a
Yeah, I
couple
know.
of weeks ago and
Dealing with roadway, the railroad is a headache, but.
It's pushing a boulder up.
Yeah, I don't know what that takes.
Any other public comment? Is there any remote? No? Hearing none. Executive session. May I have a motion to go into executive session for the purposes of discussing litigation and personnel?
So moved.
second,
A motion by trustee Clark. Here we go. Becca,
Yes.
Malco,
yes.
Patty,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Simon,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
We will temporarily meet in the office. See what it's saying.
Joe?
There we go.
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, there's a motion and a second to come back into open session. How do you vote?
Yes. Yeah, the mute, something was muted, so I.
Sorry about that. Becca, Malco,
Yes.
Patty,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Simon,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
No action was taken in closed session. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Meeting is adjourned.
I move that you committee motion.
Sue.
I
One or the other.
think that.
That's really big.
No.
Every day.